Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Raine Plays. Today we are in San Myshuno, and the first or cheapest apartment complex are called Culpepper House. This is number 17. I created Russ Hart. Well, he came up and then I tweaked him. He's athletic, self-assured, ambitious, and outgoing. I gave him the business career. I kind of modeled him after someone I know or knew. So he's a divorcee, living on his own. He's got to reinvent himself and recoup. Recoup his losses after the divorce. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. He's just one of those good guys that deserve better but didn't quite, reach that pinnacle. Well, it's kind of hard to say because, no, I guess that would be wrong. Let's just say he got what he thought he wanted, and it ended in disaster. It was so sad. So, she was attractive, but she was a bitch. Sorry. I'm sorry to use that word, but she really took him to the cleaners, but he made good. So that's who I modeled Russ after in real life. When I first came to these apartments, I was, I didn't know what to think. I just figured, okay, they're apartments. My biggest curiosity or concern was can you remodel an apartment? Aren't all the walls, fixed and you can't touch them? But apparently some of the walls you can. The disappointments for me were that you can't change the front door and you can't put anything outside the door, like a shoe rack or the umbrella thing. You can't touch anything. And I'm also a little confused about the mailboxes. Now, I did 2 of them yesterday, actually, and then I had to go back and redo both of them. But it was a learning curve, so I didn't mind it too much. The mailboxes, when I did 17, I went out. First of all, oh gosh, I'm doing it again. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just say that there is a box next to the elevator, and I thought that was the mailbox, but it asked me to upgrade it. And I'm like, why would I upgrade a mailbox? But then later on, I noticed that there was a row of boxes along the wall opposite this apartment, and those are the mailboxes. But I don't know if you fill in these 3 vacant apartments. How do you know whose mailbox is whose? How am I supposed to know that? I guess you would just hover over it and it would highlight or something. I don't know. But if you turn off highlighting, I guess that could be a problem. But I'll figure it out. That isn't that big of an issue. I like the apartment living aspect. I think it's cool. This, again, is something I always wanted to do. All of my failed attempts at life, I live vicariously through my Sims. And I think I kind of realized that last night as I was doing this. I think that's why I give them so much. I give them the best, and I give them the most expensive, and I give them a lot of money, and I give them a lot of their, not perks, but yeah, I think they're the gift thing. That when you complete aspirations, you gain some simoleons or something like that, and then you can buy things. I do that for them, and it's silly. It's absolutely silly because it is a game, and believe me, I know it's a game. I'm just saying, I think that's why I take such good care of them, is because this is a subconscious reality for me. Am I saying that right? Probably not. I probably don't make any sense at all, but whatever. I don't know that it even really matters. I was stunned that he was able to use that dishwasher, but he did. But this second time around, there were a lot more annoyances than the first time. That first guy I made, he was such a good guy. He did everything perfectly. This one, well, you know what? I made the mistake of putting the music box in this room. And I don't know that I've mentioned it before. I probably have. It may have gotten cut out though, so I don't like giving them music because they tend to get fixated. So when you get them to do their job, like they have assignments after work, they'll start it and then they'll stop and just dance in their seat, and then they'll go back for a little bit more work, and then they'll stop and then they'll dance in their seat. It is so annoying. And then they leave it on until it breaks, and that gets expensive after a while, so I don't normally give them music. But the reason I'm mentioning it is I went to 18, because I told you I did 2 of them yesterday. I scrapped them both, but when I went to 18, and I finished, and then I went, I let her play. I played her out. Almost immediately, this red, angry thing appeared. And apparently the neighbors were being too loud. I didn't hear anything, but apparently she did, because she was angry. Good heavens. So I sent her down to the Spice Fair, and she was laughing at the guy playing off-key violin. She was talking to friends, but the odd thing was she had a green happy and a red angry at the same time. So I didn't know what to do for her. But in this one, he stands at his refrigerator to eat. That's annoying. You got to ask him to sit down. He keeps turning on the radio no matter what. Yeah, see that little box right there? That's, I guess, a trash can. And then the mailboxes are on the other side. I'm just giving you here a view of the city area that he lives in, and it's beautiful. I hope you don't mind that it's at night. It's actually about 9-ish sim time. And yeah, the street was kind of loud, but I did not hear it in the apartment, so I'm going to guess that they're talking about apartment dwellers are being loud, noisy neighbors. And then as I was looking at this, I'm thinking, is this San Francisco? And that's Oakland across the bay? Or is this Seattle with that Fisherman's Wharf? Because that's there I did not even know this place had water. So I'm thankful for that, because you know how I like to go fishing. I think it's pretty. I think it's nice. I wouldn't mind playing these guys out. I think it's adorable. So I'm going to give Russ a female neighbor. He's an adult. I think I'll make a young adult female, see if those two can connect. Who knows? But I think this is nice. I'm not unhappy with this. I'm just, like I said, the builds were a little confusing for me at first. I knew they would be. But hopefully I'll get better going forward. They're awful short videos. I mean, I got 2 builds done in a matter of hours yesterday. But I wasn't happy. I kept thinking there's got to be a better way. So what I did was I went online and I just typed in 17 Culpepper, TS4, and a lot of images showed up. People, wow, people who use a lot of CC can make really fantastic looking rooms. I don't want to do that. I don't know. I don't know how to explain why I don't want to do it. It's not that it's not fair, and it's not that I have to give a ton of credit, because these people who are doing that, they don't, Anyway, this was another eye-opener here. The moocher was crazy. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.